quick before you start.
Kenny Ho, my man, how you doing?
Hanging in there, man. We alive, baby. It's good. It's a good day, baby. It's a good day.
Terrence Watson in the middle, my man, how you doing?
Yo, you know, it's the one and only LES. You know what I'm saying? Lower East Scribe, Terrence Watson. Whatever you want to call me. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm excited.
This is our first show together in what, since May?
Yeah.
Because of me getting suspended on Twitter, and you know, I did a show with Kenny post SummerSlam. I did a show with Terrence for Raw. So now we're finally back together all at once. Post NXT, we were all kind of busy last night. Graham Matthews will join us in a few minutes. So I figured, hey, you know, everybody it was more down to do Tuesday night. And I said, hey, if I can get four of us in one night, I might as well wait till tomorrow night. And that's why we're here. So we'll talk about Raw, whatever on SmackDown, whatever happened during the week. But you can follow these gentlemen on social media. Kenny Holt at Cowabunga _K_E_N. My man Terrence at Lower East Scribe. As you mentioned, LES. What is it? LES and then what else?
This is LES. Lower East Scribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should throw it in.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to throw it in. Yeah, you're right.
LES. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J C RUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, and most importantly, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. We're on YouTube now, live and on X. So any questions, comments, feedback from NXT, Raw, SmackDown, anything in the world of professional wrestling, hit us up in the chat and we'll get right to it. And again, Grant from Bleacher Report will join us in a bit. I think, you know, let's start here. So Naomi vacated the Women's World Championship last night on Raw due to her pregnancy. So congrats to her. And Jimmy Uso, the bloodline continues to grow, as she mentioned.
Bloodline continues.
Netflix and chill, you know. There was some spec. Kyle, what's up? What up, gang? What's going on, man?
What up?
Man, Ice, the gang back together. Yeah, man. It took us 3-4 months to make it happen, but we back, man. We back live. So, yeah, man. So Naomi, you know, gonna become a mom. So congrats to her. Always a cool, chill person. Whenever I get a chance to see her at these events, happy for her and Jimmy. But you know, stuff like that happens, and now she's gonna be away for the next 9 months. The title is vacated, and now the speculation is like, all right, who could be in the running to be the next Women's World Champion? First of all, your quick thoughts on it being official that she's pregnant and going away for almost a year. So I'm pretty much say we all excited for her, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Word, congrats.
I mean, you know, no, can you?
No, go ahead. You were talking.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you know, I it's one thing too, right? Like we saw, obviously want to acknowledge them first and say, you know, congratulations to them.
Yeah,
you know, they're awesome people. They represent, you know, Naomi's a part of like a new generation that represents for all girls, right? And you know, Jimmy obviously is one half of one of the most incredible tag teams, and yeah, we're just excited for them. But we've seen it already now, right? Like where the women can go have a life, you know what I mean? And when they're ready to come back, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen it with you know, Becky Two Belts, you know what I mean? Now she's back.
That's right.
She's got the opportunity to have, you know, real that extended part of life, you know what I'm saying? Her and Seth, right? So, you know, it's good that they're in the generation of wrestling that they are in now. I'll say that, you know what I'm saying? Like as much as we love the era we all grew up in, I don't think it would have been very conducive for anything like this. So, happy for them that they are part of this generation.
Mm-hmm. And before Kenny speaks, the announcement was made pretty much on Stephanie McMahon's podcast to go along with, with what Naomi had to say in the ring. So it was just a double announcement. Then you see the reactions to Jimmy. We see some social media videos of the reactions by Roman backstage, Triple H. So everybody was happy in a good mood. Kenny, you'll take away from Naomi of this announcement and now her being away for the next 9-10 months to a degree.
Just congratulations. Excuse me. Congratulations.
Hey, you choked up a bit? You choked up? Man.
Yeah, I'm choked up. got a little
beautiful moment, man.
I hear you. Hey, I respect it.
But Naomi, man, she's doing wonders. Like that, Miracle of Life, phenomenal. Like, found out she was 7 weeks pregnant prior to the point that she was. So that means from like Money in the Bank, Evolution to SummerSlam, still performing top tier in these matches. Hats off to Naomi and just showing the growth and everything that she did when she came back from 2023 Royal Rumble, and just phenomenal. We're all happy for her. She's doing good. And like what T said, from credit, we was in the 2000s or so, 99. Like, this wouldn't be something that would be, even congratulated or celebrated. Like, it would just be, sorry to say, will be something that will be deemed as you will be away from business, or they will just write your name off. But we see the people like Becky Lynch, we seen Alexa Bliss. They're able to raise a family and able to still come back and get belts. Becky have the IC title, the NXT title, world title. Alexa Bliss is currently the tag team champion with Charlotte. So I'm just waiting to see more that what she's doing. She was given a great ovation by the crowd of Philly. Like, they know, like, when she comes back, like, they want her to leave where she left off, because the Proceed with Caution character, everyone's loving it. That's something that can stick with. That's the niche. So we had the Glow Naomi, we had Proceed with Caution Naomi, and now we have, Mommy Naomi.
Mommy, that's right.
and Jimmy Uso, all I gotta say is this: 1 word, 5 letters. Skeet. 10 letters. Skeet.
I mean, even when you mentioned the character, I felt like people were not saying she was becoming a baby face, but the reaction she was getting, that the fans were, she's a heel, but they were really on her side as well. And then when you add this, and it's like the standing ovation, and she's trying to kind of hold it together, like she wants to play the heel Naomi, but then, like, the emotions takes over, and they start chanting her name. And so she was playing both. She was Naomi and Trinity last night, trying to combine, like, how do I just keep my emotions together, this announcement, and then still tell Adam Pearce, get the fuck out my ring, and still doing the heelish things. And but she's dope. She's dope, phenomenal, awesome. It's just the landscape of what the World Heavyweight Championship from the women's side is going to be like for the next 9 months. That she was, if I'm wrong, tell me, she was supposed to get Stephanie at Clash in Paris.
Correct.
Now the title is vacant. And what does that mean for Stephanie? What does it mean for everybody else in the locker room? Like, now it's really up for grabs, and who's in contention? Are they gonna do a tournament? How are they gonna play it off? But before I proceed, now with caution, before I proceed with the programming, got to get the 4th man involved. My man Grant Matthews, Bleacher Report, fan-sided, DDT in the building. Grant Matthews, my boy, how you doing?
What's up, boys? Doing well. Glad to be back, and happy to be among you fine folks per usual. But great to be back. What's going on?
we're chilling, man. We haven't seen you in a very long time. We haven't done a show with us three, me and Terrence and Kenny, since May with the Twitter suspension. And now the whole gang is back together. This is a nice Survivor Series team right here.
Elon Musk, the biggest heel in the building.
Oh my God, bro!
He already was, but especially after your situation,
pissing me off.
I don't know. This looks like as good a faction as any. You know what I'm saying?
That's
seriously.
Right. And look, it's funny how whenever Graham comes on, my boy Noob is right behind him. Like Noob, every time Graham is on, Noob is like sneaking around. So, while we at it, who's going to be the women's world champion for the time being? Because Stephanie has no opponent in Paris. So, Graham, I'll start with you. We were just touching on Naomi vacating the championship. Pregnancy, congrats to her and her upcoming new family. But now the question is, what do they do with the World Heavyweight Championship? For the women's side, tournament, number one contender, just your thoughts on what direction you think they're gonna go and what direction you think they should go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks to see Naomi have to vacate the championship, but it's best case scenario where she's not like sick or hurt or something like that. Obviously, the most amazing news possible. So congrats to them. And I thought the announcement on Monday was great. As far as how they handle it going forward, I think it's a pretty simple solution. Like Noob said, Stephanie was already guaranteed a shot at Clash in Paris. Io Sky was guaranteed a shot last week on Raw that she did not get because Naomi was not cleared last week. You put them up against each other. They've already had 2 matches on Raw that they've acknowledged have both ended in non-finishes. You just have them run it back for a third time on pay-per-view, give them some time, and I feel like it'll be a great match. I always kind of figured for how great Naomi's run had been, dating back to when she won it last month at Evolution. I feel like the end game was always her losing it, whether people like it or not, at Crown Jewel in Australia to Rhea Ripley. And I don't think that changes. I think Io becomes the interim champion, or the champion. You don't call her the interim champion, but she wins the belt back, if only for a month or so. Not even like maybe 5 weeks. And then she loses it to Rhea at Crown Jewel, and then Stephanie can win at WrestleMania. That's how I see this playing out, but there's a lot of options for them to choose from because that Raw women's division is very deep right now with a lot of great talent. You have heel Bayley. Becky's doing her thing right now, among other people. So Asuka as well. So I would probably go Io winning the belt at Clash in Paris.
Okay, so your path is vacant, Io,
Rhea,
Stephanie by WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's probably how I would go. That sounds like a lot of juggling, but that's just kind of the cards that were dealt with the Naomi situation. But that's what I would do personally.
All right, so let's go to Terrence. So Terrence, what do you think about Graham with his scenario? If he had the book, if he had the pen, if it was Paul Levesque, he would have Io win up against Stephanie, and then drop it to Rhea, and then Rhea drops it to Stephanie at WrestleMania. Do you see that scenario, or how would you play it out?
I'm not gonna hold you. I like how you map that out. As you said, I can't have my facial expressions, so you told me, go. I'm not mad at that. I think, if I'm being fair, I think we all kind of had like this expectation of like, she probably drops it to Rhea. They would have had an incredible match, but Rhea was probably gonna win in Australia. I think we all saw that, and rightfully so, right? Like she. Regardless of male, female, she's top 5, right? Like I think we all feel that way. So she wins it back in Australia. Now, this is where I'm going to deviate, though.
All right.
Now that things have happened, right? Maybe that's not the course. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at it like, okay, we have such a deep division. 100%. I think all of us can agree. Anyone who watches wrestling can agree, right? But because of that, and we kind of talked a little bit about this in the chat, but let's bring it to the real combo. I think Raquel, who's been doing phenomenal since listening to an OG, because you should listen to your OGs, right? She listened to Kevin Nash, his feedback, and she took it, and she's performing better, and we're all better for it. Like she's being big, you know what I mean? Like we had her do like basically, I've been calling it out since before we got or before Randy got suspended by Elon Musk. I've been saying that her and Liv were basically like the new age, like Shawn and Diesel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like, all right, like, well, give her a shot. Why don't we give her the belt while she's being this big, huge presence? I don't know. It just kind of feels like, maybe we put the strap on her. But even if we don't, I think the way we resolve it is you got to have some sort of like like 4-way now. You know, no matter if they decide like, okay, cool, we'll give it to Stephanie, we'll give it to Io. I don't know who gets it right now, but I think like if just to make it interesting, and also in my opinion, who's like really deserving, I would start with the two of them, just like you said, Io and Stephanie. I would definitely throw Raquel in. I don't know. I mean, the fourth one could be kind of like a wild card, maybe Asuka, you know, because she's kind of like having a little bit of a return, and her and Io are. There's a little bit of like that exchange they've been having of will they, won't they? Well, maybe I'll just go with Asuka.
Well, since you mentioned Asuka, because you know Noob is a big fan of Asuka, quote unquote.
Yes.
He said, don't forget Rhea and Io had some drama with Asuka, so I think Asuka plays a role where, you know, I think from what I've been seeing on social, Grant, if I'm wrong, tell me, but they're hinting at an Asuka heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
So now, does that make Io not become champion based because of Asuka? They could go that route as well, where Stephanie does walk out of whatever this match is going to be if they do it as the next champion, and then you build to towards Io and Asuka, and they do their thing, which could be cool. And now Stephanie has a new plate of people to work with. I could see it that way. There's so many ways you could do it. Like Terrence said, Raquel. There's also Roxanne Perez. The inevitable return of a Bianca Belair. There's possible Jade Cargill. There's you know me. I'm looking at 26. I'm saying Liv Morgan wins the Royal Rumble, and then she come back and then wins it at WrestleMania. Like that's what I would like to have. But if she's not back in time, then we got to go to Plan A. I just don't want it to be automatically Rhea Ripley, because that's the consensus. Like, what else? What other options do we have before we get to Rhea Ripley? So, Kenny, before you, I got you. Noob, I get the feeling that Roxanne to be a champion, because we do get a feeling that we might get a Roxanne and Liv Morgan. Because Liv is, I don't know, she's out officially of Judgment Day, or she's got replaced for the time being, but they could go to that as well. Kenny, how would you play it off? Who would you have as the next Women's World Champion?
I just got to say, from all what I've heard, this is great for the wrestling multiverse. All these different theories. I really just planned this out and like, yo, that can work. You know, Graham's plan can work. T's plan can work. And I could just throw in some stuff to add on to this timeline. It's just great. I'm excited. What T said, I'm also thinking with Raquel, and here's why. Because I feel like they want to have the Women's World Championship. They want to leave it off the mark of having the heel have it.
Okay.
So Naomi was the heel. And we already know she was going to do a stellar job with it, but fortunately, she got to be a mom. But if you throw a competition out there, if you have, like, I say Raquel, Roxanne, or Io and Rhea in some type of like elimination match, they face off against Stephanie in a one-on-one, or if you do that fatal four-way. I think that Raquel will face off either against Stephanie or in that fatal four-way, and she would win. Raquel's been, I would say, like most improved, as he highlighted, most improved wrestler. That she came back. You know, everyone was, you know, not really welcoming to her, but then next thing you know, she's working alongside of Liv. She's really playing more with her strength and dominating. She's been winning like almost like 500 with her matches of half and half. She's been really at it, and it will build so much with the development of the women in Raw, and especially the stories. Because if Raquel wins the title, the next thing you know, Roxanne's probably going to be under Raquel. Judgment Day still going to have their power. If you bring it to Clash in the Castle, you know, Rhea might. In Australia, Rhea and Raquel, they also have had history. So if you let Raquel still keep the belt with Rhea, that will create something as well. Judgment Day might interfere. Then we have another type of thing as we go into Survivor Series. If we fast forward, going to the new year, Liv may come back. If Raquel is still holding the title, Royal Rumble, Liv comes back. She wins the Royal Rumble. But then Liv starts turning. Then we're noticing that Raquel and Roxanne, they have some type of connection, unlike Liv and Raquel. So this is where some things start turning.
Yeah.
You might do for that. Or next thing you know, Raquel and Liv, or at WrestleMania, or we might have Rhea might win the belt from Raquel further down the line, but then we will have Rhea and Liv at WrestleMania. Those two have already gave us match, like dominating women's match of last year. Their last appearance on Netflix was a banger. Rhea and Liv 4 at WrestleMania. I don't think nobody will ever be upset at that. I think Stephanie's going to win a title, but it's still too early for her. She will win a title, but it's still too early. Yeah. Roxanne, it may be a possibility. She's my wild card of winning it, but I say give it to Raquel. You could build off between going through either Liv or Rhea Ripley.
Hey, Graham, do me a favor. Email Paul Levesque and tell him to hire Kenny for the writing staff. That was a lot. But I'm like, yo, all the ideas. I'm surprised he didn't say first blood match. That's I was like, yo, Raquel gonna win in a first blood match against Liv. Before Graham chimes in, Ice Raquel winning it will be a dope moment. Honestly, for her, never thought she'd get here. To be honest, so Graham. Terrence said Raquel. Kenny said Raquel. Are you in the same boat that, hey, if it ain't a Stephanie, if it's not Io or the Rheas of the world right now, that go into Raquel to maybe get her away from Judgment Day and be on her own? How would you? Are you in the same ballpark with them saying Raquel could be a nice option?
I would appreciate the effort if they did do that. It would be something different. Someone pitched that to me earlier. I didn't buy it just because they haven't demonstrated obviously she's improved lately. That's really the biggest difference maker, because I was going to say over the last, 3.5 years that she's been on the main roster, they've never really demonstrated that they see her as being like a potential player in that division. And to be fair, even for as good as she was in NXT and how good she is even now, she's still significantly several notches below a lot of the women they already have on those shows. Are you going to keep putting the belt on the Ios and the Rheas and the Biancas and all these other women? You got to try new. You got to try something new with some people at some point. So that's why I do appreciate the effort. I've always liked Raquel. I do think, and I agree with both of what you guys have said, as far as I think the chemistry, specifically going off of what Kenny said, as far as the dynamic that Roxanne has with Raquel is actually significantly stronger than the dynamic that she had with Liv. For whatever reason, I thought they had good chemistry, but Roxanne and Raquel have really brought the best out of each other as a tag team. So building to Raquel and Liv, or Liv and Roxanne, which I think would be an even better match if they were to do that. I feel like that's totally fine. I feel like there's a lot of different ways they can go. There's a lot of women on, not even including NXT and SmackDown. You can call someone up from NXT, but I think the biggest thing that both Terrence and Kenny hit on is that Raw needs new top heel for the women. Like I said, put the belt on Rhea, because I feel like that's where they were always going regardless. But everyone that I mentioned, Io, Rhea, and Stephanie, all of whom are baby faces, I would not turn any of them because I feel like they're too popular. You need a top heel. So it might be Raquel, because how many options are we left with? Asuka, been there, done that. Nothing against her. She's great, but been there, done that. Bayley, I feel like she's just now changing her character. It's a little too soon for that. Lyra, I love, but she's not a heel. Not a whole lot of other. Becky, she's great, but still doing the IC title thing, and she's doing a great job of that. I would not shift from that anytime soon. So Raquel might be it. I think Roxanne's much better than Raquel. My only thing with Raquel that I'm hesitant on is that I feel like if they are to put the belt on her, you start building her now. I wouldn't just pull a Jinder Mahal, who I always shit on every single time we do a podcast, Randy.
That's right.
But I feel like to just thrust her into the title picture and put the belt on her within the next month might be too fast for some people to get behind her and familiarize themselves with her and whatever. For people that really care, I feel like you got to build her up a little bit first because she just lost on Raw this week to who was it? Io Sky. So I feel like you got to build her up a little bit. But if you can build her up and make people care, then I feel like it could work. So I would maybe, if I do like the idea, I would maybe just wait until, maybe she takes the belt off of Io at Crown. I mean, you got to get Rhea on the show. I don't know how that works out, but long story short, I like the idea though. I think Raquel's a good option.
Before I chime in with what Graham said, Ice, Diesel got a World Heavyweight Championship before Shawn Michaels did. He kind of got it pretty quickly. So obviously, when Taryn says that the modern day Diesel and Shawn is Raquel and Liv has been champion a few times. Raquel has not been in that picture yet. And then going back to what you said, Graham, the fact that, fantasy world, if Raquel was to win it, is she the baby or the heel? Because you potentially see two more. You said they don't have enough heels.
Yeah.
But from what we're seeing, they're tweaking maybe Asuka turning. They're tweaking maybe Bailey going back to a heel. So you're getting two strong names that might be going back to the heel side. So I'm like, okay, damn, that's quick. Because you're losing one with Naomi, but you might be potentially gaining two with Asuka and Bailey. So now you're like, damn, where's my babies at? It's only is Io, is Rhea.
Well, they have a lot. I mean, they have Io, Rhea, Lyra, and Stephanie. I mean, if you build around those four women, that's enough right there, I feel like.
So if Raquel was to win it, do you think they keep her as the heel, or do you think they should start trying to separating herself from Judgment Day?
No, I think she's the top heel of the division. Yeah.
Oh, keep her heel. Okay.
Yeah.
Randy, you mind if I jump in on?
Go ahead.
That you said, Graham, that I kind of want to piggyback on real quick. The chemistry aspect, and obviously that came from your conversation too, Kenny. But I think that a little bit of it is and there was that. The reason it was Shawn and Diesel is because when Diesel was brought in, it was just to kind of protect Shawn, right? He was just brought in, and then everybody realized, oh wait, he can actually go himself, right? But I think that's kind of also something that kind of is similar in the Raquel Liv space, because Liv was already Liv, right? So it was well, we need something to do with Raquel. Let's put her in that spot, and it was working. Right. But I think that the reason that, Roxanne and Raquel have a different level of chemistry is they both had something to prove.
Yeah.
Roxanne had to prove I belong with this, with this crop. I can do it outside of NXT. Raquel, for a lot of reasons, also had to. Right. Obviously she had been on the main roster. We knew that. But, kind of to your point, we really hadn't seen a lot for different reasons. Right. I know she had to step away but let's also be fair. She's gotten better. I think that's partly why, because they can actually play off of each other, develop together, as opposed to it being the Liv show, rightfully so too, right? But it's the Liv show when it's Raquel and Liv.
Yeah.
Whereas now with Roxanne and Raquel, it's a partnership. And before I pass it back to you, Randy, I got one more dark horse, and she actually was cooking. And I'm not gonna say Natalie. I'm gonna say Natty.
Yo, I would, bro.
Okay.
I was just waiting for someone to say, "Yo, what if they do?" Because they're not Natalia.
Yeah,
right.
No.
It's Natty, the one with the black outfit and with the corn. I'm like, why can't we get that Natty here?
Where's been that for the last 10 years, bro? I mean, come on. I just don't get it.
We can't get that instead of Natalia, and then who just lost to Becky Lynch. What are we doing?
I agree. Yeah, no, I love that idea. Yeah,
that'd be different.
Awesome.
That'd be different.
She could play a heel. She looked awesome.
Yeah.
She could be when Brett was a heel and just talk mad shit. Tell everybody I'm a heart.
Yeah,
and, I'm here to beat ass. You know what I'm saying?
It does give Ronda Rousey vibes, but I'm cool with that. Big Ronda fan over here. I'm just saying, it does give Ronda Rousey vibes, but I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you,
why not just try it? If someone like us four could pencil in, maybe Natty should be in this mix because it's a new character, a character that people seem to love outside of the company when she goes into everywhere else. Why not bring that over here? Why keep her the way she is? Like I that's what I don't get.
I think honestly, part of that might be because it's not a Triple H idea. I think she's doing that because that's entirely her. And I feel like this is not to get too off track here, but I feel like it's part of the problem with the Triple H regime, where if something gets organically over on its own, and I'm not saying these are all in the same category, but whether it's a Natalya thing, what she's doing outside of WWE, or even Omos with what he was doing outside of WWE in Japan earlier this year. Haven't seen him back on the show since. I know he was a Triple Mania over the show or over the weekend, but he's one, that hasn't been factored into Triple H's plans. The whole Karrion Kross thing. I mean, he got himself over through the internet, and then they didn't really. That's a whole other conversation. But they just let his contract lapse, whether it's a work or a shoot. I mean, they would have done something with him by now if Triple H really saw him as a star. R-Truth. I mean, again, that's a whole other conversation we can have as far as like what happened with that. He got himself organically over after getting fired of all things. And they didn't go anywhere with it. So that's why I don't think they'll ever actually capitalize on the Natty thing. They should. She's literally been doing the same character since she debuted 17 years ago, bro. Almost like that's like 3 president administration. That's insane. That's insane.
Word. Trump, Obama twice. The damn.
Dude, I don't think Obama was even president when she became when she debuted in 2008. Like that's so crazy. Like that's insane. So yeah, switch the character. They're not going to, but they should. I like that idea a lot.
And like you said, not to steer, of course, but the Triple H regime. There's been highs, there's been lows, and you mentioned Ron Killings. Like what happened to that? Obviously, the big fish was John Cena's heel turn. What the fuck happened with that? And there's other layers behind that, but still, it's like, and the Karrion Kross situation, not using this natty character on television, whether it's their idea or not. It's like if it works, like they're doing a job for you. If they out there creating and sitting down in the room, how do I develop my character or get more TV time? I'm gonna do it myself. You give me the blueprint. All right. Let's work around that, because those who are currently there may not, have the creative minds to think like the athlete. So now when Kross gets over, and all of a sudden, boom, he takes the L to Sami Zayn at fucking SummerSlam, when I feel like that makes no sense, and he's out. Natty is developing her own thing outside the company, but they won't incorporate that into what they have on TV. I'm like, okay, there goes that. You mentioned R-Truth as Cena. Is like, oh god. And I listen, we love Hunter, we love Paul Levesque, but I'm like, sometimes it just doesn't go the way the fans might expect it to be. So there are some flaws to that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Perfect for real.
Yeah, bro. Even like the New Day during here, I'm like, all right, God, what is happening with the New Day?
That was entirely, I think, their idea. I think he was just like, because that whole thing with them attempting the split and whatever, I think they were like, hey, let's go heel to see what we can do with this. And that segment will go down as one of the greatest segments in Raw history when they split. And I don't think it was in Triple H's plans for that to get over as well as it did. So he had no follow-up, so they just completely forgot about it. I mean, it's a laundry list of things from this year alone, and there's a lot. I would take the Triple H regime of creative over Vince McMahon from the last 10 years any day of the week. I can't say that enough. But there's a lot of things he still needs to work on, as far as if something gets over on its own, capitalize on it. Don't move forward with your plans. Whether those plans might be good, but at least also try to do something with this other stuff that got over on its own. It insults our intelligence when we like what we see, and then we don't see that thing that we like so much for another 3 or 4 weeks. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hold on, let me ask that question to Kenny and Terrence. Would you take the current? So when you say the current Triple H regime, how many years we talking about?
Since 2022.
Okay, so would you take the last 3 years of Triple H regime, or the last 10 with Vince McMahon?
Ken, you can go first.
Oh man, wow, that's a good one. I'm just thinking back at from the last 10 of Vince's regime.
So we're talking 2015 to 22. McMahon, okay. 2012.
If you go 10 years. Okay.
Well, I'm just remembering the moments. Let's see. We had Matt Riddle coming out to the 4D giraffes. Roman Reigns got dog food spread on him. We had return of celebrities again. It was just it was, I mean, You can't take those 10 years had its moments where it was just like shaking.
I mean, he brought back Cody Rhodes.
He did, but
yeah, but come on, man.
Come on.
he was still it was not Hunter's regime.
No, it was not.
It wasn't, but Vince's regime for the last 10 were memorable, but they also have moments where you'd be like, really?
Course,
like,
yeah,
come on.
I
would, but if I was to say fair, I would do like probably the last from like 2015 before Vince got out. I would still pick. I will go with Hunter because there were moments that were real shocking and real like they stayed on point despite its like on moments where it failed miserably on some continuity. But they have moments where they drew you in and not leave you in limbo somewhat on like some terms. Like they stayed consistent. Like they didn't bring out no again, they didn't just bring out no thing where someone was handcuffed to the turnbuckle.
That's right.
I saw that. I was just like, you really gonna do Roman like that? Like spread dog food on him? That was just like.
And I'm sitting there trying to find the equivalent of what something like that happened under Hunter's watch. Like, damn, that was really, really bad. Like, oh, that was
no,
up.
Nothing. I mean, it's a lot of bad booking decisions. Yeah, nothing embarrassing. Nothing that.
Yeah, at SummerSlam.
That was sick. That was sick. But like to me, there's nothing under like so those moments that Kenny just mentioned. There is nothing to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, under the Triple H regime that has made me embarrassed to be a professional wrestling fan. Like that I could watch with someone else, and I would think, why? Like I'm questioning my life choices watching this. With Triple H, I haven't had that. There's a lot of annoying moments and frustrating booking decisions. But come on, the Vince shit, like, oh, we got Kofi Mania, amazing. But then he also lost to Brock in 8 fucking seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm running back, moments in my head too, right? Like, keep me honest. I think this is like Sting and Hunter, and then Sting loses.
Sting lost.
That's another, and I'm just talking booking decisions. Like, outside of all of, and listen, from a creative standpoint, I gotta give it to Hunter. Like, I think he's still developing, you know what I'm saying, for as great of a wrestling mind as he is. But yeah, you guys all bring up great points, man. I feel like Vince, out from all the other stuff, right? Like keeping it just strictly like the wrestling and booking and creative decisions. I just feel like sometimes, listen, I'll say it like this. I'm using an analogy in this way. Like I work in creative, and I always think like there's gonna come a time when I did it. You know what I mean? Like, congratulations, hand it to the next generation. Let me just sit back and watch. It's like if you're coaching, right? Like at some point you can coach for 30, 40 years, but you got to stop at some point because you're just not going to resonate with the players, right? Especially if you're in college or something like that, right? Like I feel like Vince, again, from a creative, he just stayed way too long. At least actually, Randy, that's a good time frame because he stayed 10 years too long. Where it's like, man, instead of just giving it up, let Trip and run it. Because there were so many moments. Now, don't get me wrong, I have my qualms with Trips as well. Obviously, with LA Knight, I feel like we all were like, well, what the fuck? Like, at least I was. I don't know. Maybe all of us except.
No, I agree. I agree.
I agree. Like,
but I'm just like, and at least he's paying it off now. Like, it's seeming like okay, but it took us forever to get there. You know what I mean? I think it kind of speaks back to your point of like, if it isn't the creative and Paul, if it isn't Trips, like if it's not their idea, he has a real hard time, like buying in and being like, okay, let's run with it,
Yeah. And I still think not to harp on it, but I think the biggest L for Hunter is the John Cena heel turn.
Oh, now, again, it's one of the biggest L's in the company history.
Yeah. Listen, if Vince was still around, would Cena turn heel? He still probably would say no. But in a fantasy booking, if Vince had a heel John Cena under his watch, I don't think he would fuck it up the way it was. Again, there are other factors to play in it. It's not just on Hunter. It's The Rock. It's like it's a lot. But still, like that was the biggest thing going into WrestleMania, and everybody in the world was talking about it. And then it's like,
okay, Now we just left and we don't know.
Now he's back to
everyone
good
loves
guy.
I mean, it was just after Elimination Chamber was done so perfectly, and it just did an injustice to the fans of not knowing the why or like seeing, as we said before, doing the heelish things. Like you seem like a PG rating or rated G heel character, not a PG-13 or rated R heel. Do some heelish things. Attack out of nowhere. Hit with a weapon, a steel chair. Do some backstage segment hits. Don't bring out Travis Scott in a WrestleMania match against Cody Rhodes. That was so. That was so cringy. I almost closed my laptop. I said, "Oh,
bro, Trav took 10 minutes to get to the fucking ring."
But
he was Undertaker.
But we
also what are we doing?
Left out because we didn't even hear from John Cena why. We didn't hear about from The Rock. I can say this: people only remember 2 or 3 moments of John Cena's heel turn. The first, when he turned heel. Second is when he did his pipe bomb against CM Punk.
That was
CM
cool.
Punk pipe bomb. That was a good moment.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and third,
the entrance for me, the all black entrance, and that was dope.
When he cooked Cody, him and Cody had that back and forth on Raw. That's it. Those are my only 3 heel moments I could say from John Cena. If I was to say from someone like when Hunter was a heel, I need more fingers. And this is from just the year 2000.
Yep.
Before, from Royal Rumble all the way to Backlash against him and Rock. That it needs to be more sustained, and they just didn't go with it. But hey, we like how it is now with Cena.
Gee, let me ask you. I know we haven't had you on a minute. Darm says if Jericho came back, it'll be nuts. We are going to get to Jericho in a hot minute. That's why I wanted Graham on. So I want to get your input. So Terrence and Kenny, if you don't know, sometimes Graham will be in the press conference posting things and asking real nice, legit questions to Triple H and some of the performers. They stopped doing it for SummerSlam weekend, and for the foreseeable future, it's gonna be having the people come to the crowd and the table and do all that, and they're not doing the more personal kind of intimate stuff. How do you feel about that? Are you okay with that? Are you more like, Dan, that was kind of like an opportunity for me and others to really, get our shine on and perform, or do you feel like the new format going forward is like what it should be?
I'm of 2 minds on it because I'll explain both sides and I'll try to keep this brief. I think no, they should not have done away with it because there were some legit questions being asked. And I think they obviously got rid of it that weekend of all weekends because of Brock Lesnar being back. They did not want to be asked about that, asked actual questions about Brock Lesnar's status, what changed since he was initially not even suspended. He was just taken off the show. We found out later on, he was never actually not under contract with the company. He's been with them the entire time getting paid, even though they haven't used him, which is a nice vacation for Brock, I guess. So that's why they did it when they did it, as far as when they got rid of it, which I think is garbage, and it's not a good look for them, but they don't give a shit. So they really don't care. They'll move on from that. They don't care. I think it was a great opportunity for actual questions to be asked, but when dumb questions are being asked, and I know a lot of the people in those rooms, and there are a lot of good people in there, and some great questions, some dumb questions coming from otherwise, I think, pretty good people doing a good job with their content and stuff like that. Like the EO Sky stuff, being asked about Taylor Swift. That's an infamous question from a few years ago.
That's right.
The Waffle House thing. I get it. It's like a joke question, but probably not the right time or place, at least in my opinion. I'm just not a fan of that personally. It makes everyone else in that room look bad, especially when there's other more serious stuff going on. So like when the McMahon Janelle Grant lawsuit dropped and people are asking Triple H about how great Raw's numbers have been on Netflix or, the Netflix deal or whatever, maybe not the best time for that. It's not a good look, So now we don't have an opportunity to ask Triple H any questions because they're not doing them anymore, probably at all. In the new format that they're doing, I personally don't give a shit about. I just have no interest in that at all. Them being asked softball questions by their own people in the company. You know, I mean, what do you expect them to be asked at that point with the fans behind them, you know, drinking the, you know, whatever it is, getting behind the WWE, you know, machine, you know, Kevin asking all these questions that you're expecting them to be asked. And then you're kind of giving these answers that you're expecting them to answer the way that you expect them to, whatever. You know, they're just touting the company line, and they're just going to say how great the show was. They're not going to actually talk about anything of real note. So I hate the new format. I dislike the fact they got rid of it. I think them getting rid of it was always inevitable, because there's a lot of people in that room that either asked dumb questions or should not have been in there in the first place, without naming names. And now we're in the situation that we're in. But I don't think they should have gotten rid of it, though. In my
Graham, I have a not rebuttal, but I just want to I have a question to that.
Yeah.
It kind of leads back to listen, I'm like, at least what was WrestleMania? What was the WrestleMania where Cody first lost to, what was that, 39?
39, yeah.
39, yeah.
Since before that's when I came back. And so I'm all the way in. Obviously, all of a sudden I'm on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? We here, acknowledge y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out my man Marcus. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm just saying that, you know, now I especially after this year where I think, what was it? Roman did Vanity Fair, right? Wasn't that where the magazine article?
Oh, probably, yeah. They've been doing a lot of big interviews, yeah.
For sure. But my question I had, as you know, it's not 12-year-old Terrence watching anymore. It's you know, 39-year-old Terrence watching, still loving the product, but it makes me wonder, like, okay, are they interviewing Roman Reigns or are they interviewing Joey? Are we talking to Triple H or are we talking to Paul Levesque? Like, because it's like, to your point, if we're in the back and there's a real opportunity to kind of break that fourth wall, you're gonna have to be expected to be asked certain levels of questions. But if that's not what this is for, and we're still talking to the character, then fine. Make it clear that that's who we're talking to.
Yes.
You know, don't make it about, like, you know, Brock Lesnar questions. I mean, I know he's both Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar, but you get where I'm going. Like, is it the character Brock Lesnar or is it the Brock Lesnar that, you know, has some questionable conversation right now? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. It's just because, like, that's the one thing for me where I'm like, well, yeah, you kind of put yourself in the position as the company, because you want this to go mainstream. You want it to be legitimized. You want everybody to see behind the curtain so much, right? With all the shows and all the things. So, like, yeah, you're inviting it. So with that, you either got to draw very hard lines around, like, yeah, we're showing you this, but this is as far as you go. Or you got to understand that, like, okay, you want to be treated as professional athletes. Guess what? If something like this happens in another, you know, any other form of entertainment, sports entertainment, NBA, MLB, NFL, those questions are going to be asked. So I feel like if they do bring it back, or even if they don't, whatever it is, they have to make a clear distinction of, like, hey, like, you know, who are you talking to right now? Who are we presenting to you right now? And, you know, maybe that's the next step for them to figure that out, but they have to.
I completely agree. Yeah, that was always my biggest. I was at, like, maybe the second or third one that they did after, I think, Elimination Chamber in Montreal. And I literally asked someone in the company before we did the press conference. I was like, I'm just curious. So, just for planning purposes, so I don't sound like an idiot here, are these in kayfabe or not? Like, I would love to know, like, or what are we supposed to be asking? Are we asking the characters questions, or, like, can we ask anything? And they didn't really give me an answer. They were like, oh, I think these press conferences would be nice so we can shoot angles for future shows. I'm like, well, that benefits you guys, but like, why am I here? I'm not a pawn in your fucking story. Like, allow me to ask that whole question. At that point, just have the WWE media people out there. It's just stupid. I completely agree. They never made that clear, because some people were out of character, some people aren't. And it's very confusing, and it makes the rest of us look stupid when we're just asking in-character stuff. But it's like, can we ask about non-character stuff? And what makes it worse, too, is that it's not like kayfabe's been dead for a long time. But, like, what makes it worse is that they're doing a fucking show on Netflix about behind-the-scenes stuff where they tell you how wrestling works. And everyone's out of character, but I'm not Netflix, so you can't talk to me out of character. But because Netflix is Netflix and they have the money for it, you can do everything out of character there. It's like, it's just not consistent. You know, I wish they would make that clear. I completely agree, and they never did. I'm honestly kind of shocked the shit lasted as long as it did, and they didn't pull the plug sooner, because it seemed like a failed experiment from the get-go if they never were going to make that clear, because pro wrestling is weird.
All right, a few things. Noob. I'd rather spend the last 3 years of Hunter than the last decade of Vince McMahon. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so Grant, two things. Jericho will be the last part, but you just mentioned Unreal. I saw all episodes. I'm pretty sure you saw the whole thing. Going back to the press conferences, it was kayfabe, it was not, and then you see Unreal. Then it's like, all right, did they really pull back the curtain like they said they would, or they gave little nuggets, or like there again, some of the older guard feels that's like sacred. It's backstage. You don't really show that. We are in a brand new era where everything is like Hard Knocks. People like to see the drama that takes place behind the scenes, no matter what sport. Are you in the camp of like I like Unreal, but this, or like I don't like Unreal because it takes away the magic of how everything happens? Because listen, they're gonna do it again. I heard season 2 is coming up, which I think Brock is a major piece of that.
I'm sure it is.
Return, of course. Your thoughts on Unreal and like the realization that this is what we are watching in 2025.
Maybe it's just because I'm a younger fan, I guess, compared to people that have been in the business or have been watching for longer. I really don't care at this point because I feel like they've pretty much have told you outright. I mean, it would be one thing if they were going on Raw saying to you, hey, this shit is fake. Like, this is Paul Levesque speaking. Is Paul Levesque Triple H is a fake character? Like, they're not using insider terms on the shows. That would be a step too far. That would just be dumb. That's like 2000 WCW level shit. Like, don't do that. But like the Unreal stuff, like you have to go out of your way to watch that. I know they plug it all over their shows. I get that. But if you want to be exposed to the business as it is, you'll go out of your way to watch it. It's not on Raw itself, if that makes sense. And from what I saw of the show, I haven't seen all the episodes yet. It looked great. Like production-wise, it's awesome. I think they do that stuff better than anyone. I've heard from a lot of people that are casual fans, hardcore fans that really enjoyed the show. I feel like it's a cool concept because we haven't really... Like they've done great documentaries on their network that's now defunct, obviously. And as far as behind the scenes stuff, like in real time behind the scenes stuff, like going over match finishes and match times and stuff like that, they never talk about that sort of stuff. So I found that fascinating where we got to learn about the wrestling agents like Chris Park Abyss and Petey Williams and Jason Jordan, stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. So I have personally no issue with it. A lot of people may be offended, which is completely fine. As far as like, oh yeah, it should be kept real, or we shouldn't disclose everything. Like not every magician needs to show off their tricks and how they're done and stuff like that. Totally get it. For me personally, I'm not in the business. I don't really care. I appreciate the content. I thought it was cool. So I enjoyed it for what it was.
I'll go with Terrence and Kenny next. I liked it. I didn't really have a problem with it. I'm of the older generation, being 41. Like, yeah, I remember the time where it just wasn't talked about. Kayfabe is like out the window right now. So doesn't matter. People, they're on ESPN. They got a new mega deal. I didn't even bring that up to you. It's just a different time and era of what we are experiencing with pro wrestling. And I like we didn't really get like Hunter or someone going to Jay. Listen, you are going to win the Royal Rumble. Like we didn't get something like that. There was just like a discussion, like the momentum of Jay could be the winner of the Rumble. It was never like you're going over it, and this is how you the Rumble, and you're gonna fucking win a WrestleMania. Like it wasn't those kind of things. And being in the writers' room was kind of like, oh, okay, like this is how it's done.
Yeah.
And then the mythical whiteboard of what the WrestleMania was supposed to be. Again, is it done on purpose? Like, oh, we're going to show this whiteboard what the thing was supposed to be and everybody talks. Could have been done on purpose. But I think it's just a fascinating wrestling hard knocks that makes people like, oh, shit. And obviously a younger audience that doesn't really know about what it was back in the day. So now it's a brand new audience for Netflix and get people watching. And now with part 2 coming up, you're gonna start with Brock Lesnar, and then you start off with that, like, oh shit, like I'm gonna watch it because I'm a sponge for that.
Yeah.
But I do get why, like someone like Terrence wants to keep the magic there. Don't tell me everything. Don't tell me how it's done. Tell me how a little this, but don't ruin it for me. But it's just the era that we are in right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a conversation we've definitely had in our nation of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Group chat.
We got a group chat called Nation of Conversation.
That's amazing. I love it. Trademark that shit.
Yo,
that's cool.
You came up with it. You trademark it.
Listen, that's all of ours. We'll put that on a shirt, Randy.
Right. Yeah, seriously.
Nation of Conversation.
Yo, yeah, that's our faction. But yeah, honestly, it's not even so much kayfabe for me, man. I think what it is almost a conversation I was just having. Like, who am I watching? Am I watching, Rhea Ripley or what's her real name?
Oh, Demi, right? Yeah.
Demi. Yeah. Am I watching? You know what I mean? So it's like I like Rhea because she's a badass who is strong and will fight relentlessly with one shoulder even. I like that person. I'm not saying I don't still appreciate her as a real person, but I'm not tuning in to see Demi. I'm tuning in to see Ripley, right? Yeah. And I think I'm using her as the example personally because I was like, okay, when I saw her talking, I kind of got it. From the production standpoint, honestly, from someone who gets a chance to be on set sometimes and sees how much these things cost, I'm like, oh wow, it was really cool. Even to see how they built Gorilla and how much that takes. I was impressed and almost appreciated it even more. You know what I mean? Like, but again, from a character standpoint, I was like, damn, but I tune in. Like, that's what I meant by that, Randy, where I'm like, I don't need to know everything. But at the same time, I bet you there's a younger fan, a younger girl, a younger guy even, who does idolize Rhea Ripley, who does have anxiety problems, and now feels connected even more to that person, or feels more seen, or feels empowered, and they feel like, well, if Rhea Ripley, because a younger fan probably doesn't make the distinction, they're just seeing Rhea Ripley. Be honest,
yeah.
If Rhea Ripley can overcome this, I can overcome this. So I recognize, like, you know what? Even as an older fan who doesn't really necessarily want to know, I'm still watching, and maybe there's parts of it that are for me. Maybe there's parts of it that draw in either newer or younger fans. I can accept that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's at the end of the day, it is what wrestling is always meant to be, and that's polarizing, right? Yeah. So my overall is like 60-40. I'll allow it.
I mean, listen, they're gonna be on fucking ESPN pretty soon. I'm like, oh, that's
$300 a month, a year. $360 a year.
Listen, I got
ESPN already, Kenny. Apparently, you can still just watch it.
Hey, listen, I got Fire Stick, so
but still,
I'll figure it out.
Look, it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot for the fans.
Yeah.
I think with overall the last bit, for me, as like all of us or the older generation, everything from before Unreal, we were able to have and create the imagination of what was going to happen, like creating the imagination, like, oh, these guys real life don't like each other, but we already know, like, there's some separation with it, like they're keeping it going, and for us to keep it going, for us to imagine the magic and see where it goes. But as all of you have everyone has explained, like, we're in a different time with different learning curve or different attraction, where a lot of times the imagination doesn't want to be created on their own. They want the imagination displayed to them. It's very different forms of different styles of learning. So now, as we saw on Unreal, they're showing us how this is made or what's being made, so they're giving a starting point or a head start. They're giving a little bit like a sentence starter in order to create the imagination on their own, not just doing it for themselves. Now, I like Unreal. Unreal was good. I like how my favorite episodes were everything from the women's episode and the building of the heel, especially of how they did for Cena and with those cameras. I was just like, man, that was phenomenal. But I think they gave us a little bit of a taste of an appetizer. Randy, I didn't know they was going to do a second one, but I feel like they only do like in timestamps, because that was from WrestleMania. All of it was from Royal Rumble all the way up to WrestleMania, which I found it pretty good. But
yeah,
overall, I think this with Unreal series, it just gives it interests old fans, new fans. Some people may not like it, but it's just a new way of opening new ways to show the imagination to others, how they can actually understand it, because they just don't want to connect to the old wrestling fans.
Yeah,
want to connect to new people, hence why they're on Netflix, and soon they're going to ESPN, and we have to put up our house to watch a pay-per-view. But that's just another thing.
Well, Kenny, since you mentioned ESPN, and I'll wrap it up soon.
Bankruptcy.
Per PWI Insider and WrestleVotes, there's a PLE that's supposed to be scheduled for September 20th. I think AEW is running something on the 20th, right, Graham? Or am I bugging?
Yes, they're all out show. Yep.
So the E, so is a little pettiness. We're gonna throw on September 20th. Same thing on ESPN, and what the rumor is supposed to be called WrestlePalooza. So it's something that I think they might do the Brock and John Cena match on that show on ESPN on the 20th. That's the rumor. So now the pettiness starts to come into play. Like, oh, you got All In, All Out, whatever it is. All right, boom, John Cena, Brock, right here for you, ESPN.
Just so I'm clear, are you saying this September?
September 20th, yes.
Wow.
Just for what I'm seeing, just to let people know, give an idea of what it's going to look like going forward with the shows on linear ESPN. So it's right in the beginning of NFL, college football. So like, wow, like, okay, so whatever your all in main event is, I got Brock and Cena for you. ESPN, what?
That's a lot to compete with.
With a post show on Sports Center, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a flex. It's a flex, but Graham, I'll start with you, then I'll go to Kenny and Terrence. The rumor is the possibility of a Chris Jericho return to the WWE is out there. The contract, from what I see, is running out pretty soon in the near future. I saw your tweet earlier about this could be a ploy of him trying to put both companies together for the highest deal, which I wouldn't be shocked. But if it does end up where Jericho comes back to the E, I don't know how old he is offhand, but is that some?
Tell you that much.
Is that something that you will be interested in? And if so, like, what kind of role would Jericho have, or what would you want to see him do? Obviously, this would be his final run with the company, but what would you be excited for a Jericho return? And then what would you want to, have him do?
Well, I'll preface this just by saying this. I think the last, I don't know if saying 5 is being too harsh. Maybe the better part of the last 5 years of his AEW run has been, for lack of a better term, fucking terrible. So he really needs to leave AEW. And it's not like, listen, I'm a lifelong Jericho fan. I think his work in the last 5 years in AEW specifically
even the original championship run where he fought Moxley
wasn't 5 years ago. That was before 5 years ago. That was 6 years ago.
Oh,
that was great. And then he lost the belt. Then he's feuding with Orange Cassidy, which I didn't give a shit about. Then he's doing the Jericho Appreciation Society shit. Garbage. Did not benefit anyone. Then he was doing some other shit. The Learning Tree stuff is genuinely some of the worst pro wrestling TV I have ever seen in the last 5-10 years. Like, it was garbage, bro. And I think the main thing, in my opinion, I don't work there, so I don't know. They gave him too much creative freedom because it's Jericho. He's been around forever. The guy's a day one in AEW. Let's let him do whatever he wants. And it was terrible. I think he thought, because so many things Jericho has done over the course of his career have gotten over organically, that I genuinely think, and I said this in the tweet, that everything he touches turns to gold. No one is a bigger fan of Chris Jericho than Chris Jericho himself. And the guy is one of the GOATs. He's one of the greatest of all time. But that doesn't mean that he's immune to criticism and that he's immune to some things being involved in are awful. I think him going back to WWE would prevent that from happening as far as the creative freedom is concerned. And hopefully that whatever they give him to do, whatever they tell him to do or whatever, is good and entertaining, like it was when he was doing the list shit, which was a lot of his own doing. But and that was 10 years ago. He was a different Jericho at that point. He's past his physical prime. He's not terrible in the ring. His matches are okay. It was the character stuff that was really bad. Am I excited to see him back? Yeah, kind of, because it's been long enough. I think he's really only good, honestly, at this point for one more run. Like, sell some T-shirts, get that nostalgia run going. I don't think he's going to really reinvent himself to the point where he's going to wrestle for another 5 years. Dude, the guy's fucking 56. Like, he's only a year or two younger than Goldberg when he retired last month.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible. Sting retired at 64, but like... But Sting was a lot in better shape. Like Sting, they figured out how to book Sting in AEW, and he was great in AEW. Jericho, what more does he really have to offer? If he never came back, because he's currently away from AEW right now, if he never came back to AEW and never wrestled in WWE again, I don't honestly think anyone would shed a tear. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but like the business has passed him by. We do not need Chris Jericho in 2025. But I like the guy, so like I've been a lifelong fan of his work. I would like to see him get one more run in WWE where he called home for so long. Call it a day. Be a part-timer. Work with someone new. Fucking put them over. Don't drag it on for 10 years like with the learning tree garbage and move on. Put him in the Hall of Fame and sell some T-shirts, like I said. That's what I want to see them do with Chris Jericho. So, yes, he should go back to WWE one last time. Keep it limited, please.
Right.
And then do not go back to AEW. It's been awful.
Kenny, before you go, now, Graham, real quick. Probably stupid question, but he can't come in as the AEW character Jericho, right? He can't with that music, or he's got to come in under what, Y2J, or do you think he could bring in that AEW stuff?
So if this was 2022 when his contract last expired, I feel like it would have been more compelling because he was still like not the top of his game, but like he was still doing good shit at that point. At this point, I don't know how many people want to see that. Like for him, he can come out with Judas. That's his song. He owns it. So yes, he could come out to it like Cody Rhodes style. They could use that. I feel like that'd be
so cool. You want Judas Jericho or you want Y2J Jericho?
In 2025, we might just need Break the Walls Down Jericho. And just honestly, like I think him pulling a Cody and doing what he was doing in AEW. But, like, we haven't even seen that Jericho in AEW in the last 2 or 3 years. He's been doing the learning tree shit for so long. I don't even know what that Jericho looks like at this point. So I think just forget that even happened, and then just go back to being Break the Walls Down, play the hits, and call it a day. I think we don't have enough time for him to do both. I think I would love that. I think it'd be cool to hear that music in WWE. Yeah. People would sing it. They love singing the songs.
That's right.
I think it's too late. I think they'd just be like, he'll be lucky if Triple H even returns his calls. I don't think Triple H is the biggest Jericho fan. I would just let him come in, do one more match or one more run from Rumble to Mania and say bye-bye.
And as a sidebar, that the fact that, damn, where did I hear it? That the John Cena final match, who could it be? That Edge's contract is coming up too with AEW. And now it's like, oh, would Edge be involved in this John Cena world? So I don't know. I don't think Jericho gonna be involved. But now you start hearing Jericho and Edge contracts are contracts are being expiring, and it's like, now do they go back for one more hurrah or to be a part of this John Cena's final match term? But anyway, Kenny, talk to me, Jericho. What do you think? Are you in favor for it? You want Judas Jericho? You want Break the Walls Down Jericho? Talk to me.
I think you just got to go with Break the Walls, Y2J. I mean, if he comes back, it's like one thing the WWE is doing, bring it back, respectfully. The legends, we got a lot of good legends, as much as the nostalgic legends. That's, one thing I say that's with Hunter as well, like he's really showing love to his old crew, especially the nostalgia. But if he does, I'm like, you gotta give the nostalgia legends, you gotta make them bump up some new talent. We need the new talent. Graham said it. I mean, the man's in his 50s. We can't expect him to wrestle for 10 years. We need someone like new to bump up, because they're going to be the running future. We need them to give us what the shift of the company is giving now. If you bring Jericho in, people are going to say, why people are going to remember Break the Walls Down. He's going to say his montage, welcome to Raw as Jericho, call somebody a jackass, the Ayatollah, rock and roller.
That's right.
Shut the hell up. We're all gonna chant it, but no expected like title. He's gonna have a little bit of a title run, but not having a title. He's gonna put somebody over, and we want him to get like a rising superstar. It has to be with these new talent. We're seeing all the nostalgia characters, facing off against a new talent, and some of them are either getting put over, or we want to see the old talent get their one last ride. That's between, it's either put a talent over or one last ride with in the Hunter era. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. I will see the Y2J, but it's just in the sense of bringing up new talent. That's it. See?
Does Jericho have the greatest debut in the company history?
Either him or Kane, probably, right?
Against The Rock.
I'd probably go Kane, but yeah, I think Jericho might be a close second.
Terrence, we get Jericho or Kane's debut is the greatest debut.
I mean, I remember vividly, like I remember watching both. I don't. That's really hard to pick. I'm gonna say Kane's, just because of the circumstance.
Ooh.
Because I just said I remember vividly watching both, and I'm pretty sure that was Sean's match. No.
Yeah, that match was amazing.
Hell in a Cell.
Right. And then out of nowhere, here comes this big evil red dude, and you're like, "What is happening right now?" And I don't know if you guys have seen the meme, but there's that little kid at Benihana, and it's like he's like a toddler, and then all of a sudden the flames come up, and then like the type across it says like, "When I was 9 years old watching Kane for the first time," because the kid's and he just like turns. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's exactly how we all felt when we first saw Kane. The Y2J, it's maybe I would give it 1A and 1B. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Just because like that kind of it gave like The Rock was kind of already The Rock, obviously at that point, but like Chris Jericho was able to come out and kind of say like, especially for talking, I'm as good as any of you. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you can put you up against The Rock, like at that time, and you can carry a segment with him, yeah, like you know what I mean. That I think was, again, Vince's creative genius at that point, right? Like he knew, like, okay, let's put him out there. The fans will get to know that this guy, you know, for what he does here, he's as good as a talker at the very least as anybody I have in the back. That kind of makes me like think about, you know, what you just said. Listen, I think you guys all said it. I just looked it up. He's turning 55 in November. You know what I mean? Okay. Like what I don't want is this new generation of legends, you know, to, you know, end up being guys who just can't let it go and end up actually getting hurt and like shortening their lifespans because they wouldn't let it go. Like what I'd love to see is like, yo, I think it'd be fun to see him come back at the Rumble. That's always a great time to bring people back. Give him a run. Give him a short run. Give him a year. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever it is, just that's the time frame. You know, I think Graham, you said play the hits. Kenny, you said give us the, you know, the just play the hits, dude. That's what we want. You did it. You're a legend. You know what I'm saying? Like you were able to step in the ring with Sean. You were able to step in the ring with Flair. You were able to step in the ring, and etch your name into that. You know what I'm saying? Into that granite. You know what I'm saying? You're a legend yourself. But we don't want to see you get hurt. We don't want to see any new versions of you. We want to see the version that WWE fans fell in love with. And if anything, Randy, what I'd love to see is maybe he transitions into creative, or maybe he transitions into some sort of like, you know, I don't know if he would love this, but maybe some sort of manager. Because you know who kind of reminds me of him, but just without the talk? Damn, I was just thinking of what's his A-Town Down? What's his name?
Theory?
Austin Theory. In terms of package, you remember him when he was young, but not as a talker, not at all.
Yeah,
he had the same level of like in ring, like performance. He was a worker, like you know what I mean. Like he had enough that he kind of emulated a lot of the greats in terms of how his styles were. So imagine putting him with him to learn from him, because that's his only problem. We just don't care about anything he's saying. Everything else works, you know. So I'm just thinking, like, okay, maybe that's like the route he goes.
I think real quick for me, when it comes to the debuts, if I'm going to defend Jericho or make the case for Jericho, Kane was awesome because he was Taker's brother, and he got burned in the fire, and this and that. Like, oh, then he rips the fucking, the door of the cell, and it's like, oh shit, and McMahon has got to be Kane, and I'll never forget that, But the Jericho case I would make is the fact that even though X-Pac came in '98 from WCW, in the middle of the Monday Night War, Jericho was, when he came, I think he was the biggest guy, the most notable guy to come from WCW to the F. And it's like, your debut is against fucking The Rock of all people, and you wear that stupid ass outfit on purpose because they knew I would get heat with that shiny suit and the way he had his hair up, bow tie, whatever it was. And it's like, now what they did with him after that, it's a different conversation until he got his footing. But for that particular moment, with the code and the theme song, and it's like, and people knew he was coming, but just the fact that in the middle of the war, he's the biggest thing to defect from Eric Bischoff and him, and it's like, oh shit, X-Pac was cool, but now you got Chris Jericho, a guy that was being underutilized in that company because it was they focus on the Hogans, the Hall, the Natches, the Stings, the Flairs, and the newer guys like the Guerreros and Jerichos were not getting utilized as much. He was the biggest name to come at that particular moment in time, and to go and to spar with The Rock in your first debut was like, oh, like that would be the case I would make for Jericho going above Kane. But like Terrence said, it's 1A, 1B, depending on who, what you like, what you don't like. But that was a major moment of like, oh shit, like that's like we're gonna win the war because now everything is coming to our side, and obviously we know what happens. But I still recall that night, fucking in 1999, like, oh shit, Chris Jericho, and it's like, damn, he left. Like that's it. Like I can't watch him on Nitro. I gotta watch him on here now. Yep, and that's what it was. But if he came back, Graham, is he gonna be world champion? No.
Oh, God, I hope not.
And to Kenny's point, it's about putting over the young guys. What dream matches with what I want to see Jericho. I don't know as of right now, but
none.
I'm trying, Graham. I'm trying.
Listen, I think I was thinking about this earlier. There's no Jericho dream matches. I don't think the word dream match
with
in Jericho
the current roster. You know what? I can pick 3 guys that have Jericho. Not one person.
I can give you one person, but I'm just saying that I think the words dream match and Jericho cannot be put in the same sentence. And you cannot say that with a straight face. I'm sorry, that just in 2025 you can. But I think one person that he could have quality chemistry with, that's not an old rival, because I heard what you said about Cena. I get that. Honestly, that match would make sense. Not for Cena's last match, but if you want to do it before the year is through, it's August. Don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, one opponent I think would make sense, that the match could be decent and the promos could be entertaining if Jericho doesn't phone it in. LA Knight. I feel like that would make sense. That's the only person I could see really like, okay, that might be enjoyable. The rest of them don't really care.
We got a big LA Knight fan on the upper right hand side. So
as long as LA Knight wins, that's the key here. Okay, Jericho can't be fucking burying him.
I see where you're going. You know what I mean? LA Knight is that like modern day, like almost like relic of like, oh, like what Jericho used to go up against, and that's because Randy, to your point of asking like who's the dream match, I'm like all of his contemporaries they're gone. They're in the back. You know what I mean? They're signing autographs. Unless, keep me honest, if you feel like there's anybody left that's really, really from his generation that's still wrestling, like I don't.
No, it may not have to be from. Yeah, I think mentor Carmelo. I was gonna say like a Carmelo and Jericho could be dope.
That'd be fun. It'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Similarities. LA Knight and Jericho could work. I'm thinking in the vein of like
real
again. Could he get one more with Cena? Would I be opposed to that? No. The final match, probably not.
Him and Drew.
Like if
I mean promo Mike, Drew McIntyre and Jericho, that would be pretty entertaining.
For
like
sure.
I could see Jericho and AJ.
We've been down that road, bro.
Yeah,
like we don't
we
need
already
I'm not saying dream match. Okay, so someone who he's never been in the ring with. Carmelo's one. I don't know about Drew. Drew will
we've
smoke
even
him.
seen Cody before. They did that in AEW. Like Drew, we haven't.
It's not even. So here's my thing. It's not even so much of like who he hasn't been in the ring.
Jay Uso. I can see Jay.
God, no,
Jericho.
No.
Thanks.
Some younger, like
I'm not saying I have a fucking Iron Man match. I'm just saying,
dude, that sounds ass.
Excuse me, but we need like someone younger. All the people we're naming, they're like either.
I got it. I'm dead ass.
Be like low.
I got Jericho and Dom Mysterio. There you go.
That's actually not bad.
Okay, you're cooking it, Randy.
That ain't bad.
Yo, listen, I hope Trips is watching
because Dom is young and he's over. So that ain't bad. Hey.
And the Jericho Eddie connection, though, that's what makes the most sense to me. Like they just it's right there. And
Rey Mysterio.
And Rey Mysterio.
Hey.
And Jericho is if he's still champion by then, Jericho is a 9-time Intercontinental champion. Not saying he wins 10, but if he does win 10, I mean, he's already like no one's held it more than him. I think Miz has 8, but like he could also go back after the belt that he held more than anyone else if Dom's still champion by then. So another thing to keep in mind. I actually like that idea a lot.
Well, thank you, Weiss. Jericho and Dom is perfect.
Tom stamped that.
I said, yeah.
Timestamp that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I listen. If he comes here, cool, man. Just depends on what he does. Just to wrap it up, even when like if it's true that Edge's contract is double AEW, do you want Edge one more? Like, okay, John. I'm calling John. Graham. Who would you have John Cena's final match with? Who's a contention?
It has to be someone new because this entire John Cena retirement tour has literally been all the same people that he's already faced, which is cool. Like we wanted to see Cena and Orton, we wanted to see Cena and Punk, and those matches were entertaining. Like I would argue those were among the better parts of Cena's heel run. The matches themselves I enjoyed.
Yeah.
The Cody match, the second Cody match was great too, but we already saw that. We saw that 15 years ago. He needs to face new people, which he has not yet. It's either, I mean, the name that comes to mind is Gunther. That's been the rumor. Gunther already retired Goldberg. I would just have him retire John Cena as well. The only other person that kind of comes to mind is Braun Breaker, but I don't really see where they kind of interact in the next couple of months, unless John Cena gets involved with the Vision, which I don't see happening. So I would go Gunther, and then Gunther retires Cena in the same calendar year he retired Goldberg. How much he really benefits from that, I'm not sure, but it's got to be someone new. Like you could have made an argument at one point for an Orton or a Punk, but we already got those. So I wouldn't go down that route again. I feel like it has to be someone new and Cena has to lose.
Did we ever get Jericho and Seth?
Yes.
We did?
The thing is that Jericho's been gone for a long time, but he hasn't been gone long enough to where we didn't get those matches. So all the matches you think that he would not have had with Rollins, Roman even, Sami Zayn, Cody, he has faced every one of those people. Like almost literally everyone at the top of the card. Drew, honestly, I think he even faced Drew when Drew was in 3MB. Like I think we even saw, I mean, technically it's on the same match, but like he was already interacting with him too. Like Jericho has been around for long enough where he has faced everyone without taking any breaks. So that's why I feel like someone new-ish,
all right,
like a Dom would make sense.
So we're down to Dom, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, those kind of guys for Jericho.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, even if like Orton, we've seen a million times. Him and Orton, you know, him and Cena for one more time would be fine, but him and Brock, like no, like it's got to be someone new. If Jericho's coming, Kevin Owens would have been cool to run that back, but Owens is hurt for a long time. That's really the only old rival of Jericho's I wouldn't have minded, but he's not around for the foreseeable future, unfortunately.
How about Jericho and like Solo or Jacob,
bro? I will leave this stream. I'm sorry. I meant I should be specific on Solo. Jacob, cool. Solo is ass, dude. I'm sorry. That is an ass for you.
No. Solo is
look, they're turning on you, Graham. They're turning.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say Solo is ass. I think Solo's. I did say that, but I meant to say the idea of the feud is ass. I like Solo. His personality. He's a funny guy, but his reign as U.S. champion. His booking is ass. His booking is abysmal. Jericho and Solo would be terrible. That's worse than Learning Tree shit. No thanks. Learning Tree versus the MFTs? No thanks.
How about Jericho and Logan Paul?
Now, that's another good one. Two assholes being like assholes.
That makes more sense. I still don't see them doing it, but I don't think that's a worthy enough match that WWE's like, oh, that's such a. I mean, Logan Paul's had like mid-card matches too. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. That's fine.
Come on, bro. They put fucking Jericho and Fandango at WrestleMania. They
no,
Jericho
I'm still with Logan Paul.
And Logan Paul.
Vince moment.
That was terrible. That was
my question to everybody though is like, do we think that Jericho can like physically hang with these guys? Like that's my question. See, like because we're talking about like I think you brought it up earlier. Like Sting was still in really good shape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even to his last match where he was wilding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that Jericho got the steam, the gas. Can he do that? Like, you know, that's my biggest concern. Because if he could, put him in the ring with anyone.
Yeah.
Give us the old, you know, give us a run of whole here is your wrestling life nostalgia matches, and here's, you know, what you've given us in the foundation. So now we put you up against the Doms, the LA Knights, the Carmelo Hayeses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I would like a mix only if he can actually go. Like, you know, Edge could still go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know that Jericho can
cope.
Sorry,
I hate that shit, bro. It's annoying.
If I'm gonna name him Edge, I'm gonna call him Edge. You know what I'm saying?
I'm calling him Adam Copeland or Edge.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel me? Like that's my one concern with any of this. Like Jericho on the mic, Jericho as a mind, phenomenal forever. But I don't know that he has the stamina that his body can hold up. I'm not sure.
I mean, I know Kenny's a big fan of him, but you know, I don't want to say Jericho go NXT, but like him and Trick, like could be something. Like, you know, just anything new people.
I mean, the thing is...
Oh, Joe Henry? You want Joe Henry and Jericho?
Jericho wants that match. You know he does.
Look, man, Joe, don't talk about Joe Henry, because Joe and Randy, despite it being a 5 or 6 minute match, it was very entertaining.
No, I enjoyed that, yeah. Jericho loves to latch on to things that are popular and relevant and make them uncool, so I hope he stays as far the fuck away from him as possible. No thanks.
But
oh, boy.
I think that with Jericho, it's just more, as T. Grams also said, like, it's the different, like AEW and how WWE, how you take those bumps are very different. I mean, in WWE, you're not going to be taking bumps off of spikes and steel chairs every 2 days. I'm just like, damn. But like, you know, are we going to see Jericho, you know, do his patented moves, his patented drop kick off the side of the ring, you know, the bulldog, his lion salt, moonsault? Is he going to be able to be that mobile missile drop kick all on that mat? So we want to, I mean, that's probably some fans want to see as well. I mean, it's the wear and tear, and we see with AEW, like they get a lot of the WWE talent, and a lot of them, I think Eric Bischoff said this a while back, like they get their pops, they get the commotion for like a month, but then next thing you know, they're just put on the shelf.
Yeah,
just left there like, hey, they're here, they're fun toys, but they're just left there, and they're just left in limbo. Like I'm sure we can name a handful of AEW wrestlers that were formerly on WWE that are not being like used like that. So
yeah, I mean,
that's the way it is.
I'm trying to think like real quick. Like, so great. Jericho even fought like Sheamus and Rusev, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Multiple times, man. He's faced almost everyone on that roster.
That's crazy.
AEW too. It's not even just a WWE thing. AEW, like he has faced almost everyone on that roster. He's got to hang it up.
All right, Jericho, and I mean, do y'all want to see Jericho and Penta?
I think they did that in AEW.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I'm bugging. Could have been. The Lucha Brothers, yeah. Well, we're not 1-on-1, right?
I'm gonna check. I don't know. Pentagon Jr. I don't think so.
Or Andrade? I think.
Actually, no, they did not do that match. I don't know if I need to see that though. Andrade,
I think
Andrade's not really a focus. You know what? I'll tell you this. I mean, I'm surprised no one's mentioned this name. We've seen it enough, and I don't think he doesn't even want to work with Jericho. But CM Punk, I'm surprised no one has mentioned Punk. Punk fucking hates Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
No,
I would have said that. And if he was healthy, I would have said Kevin Owens, because obviously there's a story with him.
Yeah, Owens I would be okay with, given the story. Yeah.
But
Gunther, I feel like Gunther would have to kill him.
Jericho smoke Jericho.
Dude, yeah, he would kill Jericho. He would have to.
My last question.
Montez, he needs more work.
Montez. I'll take Montez.
I mean,
we got to push Montez first.
Montez Ford. I mean, he just needs some more work and separate from the tag team department.
Yeah.
So it's just hard, man.
My last question for you, G. Regardless, if he comes back, do you want him as a heel or a babyface?
I feel like it's going to be hard for him to come back and get anything but cheered. You know, I feel like people will want to cheer him. I don't know if he's going to be around long enough to be a heel. He's done his best work as a heel. So I feel like he comes back I feel like to go against the current and bring him back as a heel would just be dumb. Just because people will want to cheer him and sing a song and boo whoever he's in the ring with. So if he comes back and like is a babyface for a little bit and then like turns on LA Knight, for example, I think that'd be cool. I feel like that'd be fun, and then LA Knight can beat him or whatever. Or with Dom, even with Dom, I feel like Jericho would have to be the heel because people love Dominic Mysterio loves so much. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like he'd have to be the babyface initially and then turn heel either soon after or not at all. But from the get-go, he'd have to be a babyface, I think.
I'll take Jericho and Damian Priest. You want Damian Priest and Jericho?
On SmackDown, sure.
Yeah, I'll take him.
That'll be
on Evolve.
El Campeon.
Oh, we love Day. Listen, we're all Damian Priest fans here. I know. He's an attorney. He pulled up.
That's right. He did.
Love to see it.
Big guy. BX. BX. Gentlemen, anything else that we're missing out, forgetting? First, Grant, listen, we thank you for coming on, and this should be a ritual. You come on with us, and after a Raw, NXT, or SmackDown, I've been trying to get you on for quite a while. We haven't done our own individual show since May. We're gonna get that back up and running. But listen, man, anytime you want to come on, you ain't gotta ask. Just, got a show tonight? Yeah. Come on, I got a few minutes. You've been on for a whole hour and a half. We love you. We appreciate you. So anytime you want to come back on, man, you know where to find us.
Of course. No, I appreciate all you guys. This is always a blast. Happy to be back here. I'm glad you're back, Randy. Just period. Back doing the shows and free back on the X machine and whatnot. It's been too long. Fuck Elon Musk.
Welcome back. Hey, Twitter is one thing. X is a different.
Yeah, it's a complete different beast.
That's crazy.
Yo, Graham, before you go, I do have a question.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Do you have any ties over at AEW? Because it feels like they could use the Nation of Conversation in that creative room. We can help them out. They got talent.
You guys, they need you guys. They need all three of you. Trust me. I mean, I think AEW is great. AEW is doing good stuff, but I think they need a little Nation of Conversation. I would agree with that for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, that sounds like a whole new podcast name for just let you know that
spin-off,
Kenny spin-off for 2 out of 3. You know what I mean? A little Nation Conversation.
Get on that patent before someone steals it. Yeah,
jazz music on there.
Terrence Watson at Lower East Scribe, Kenny Holt at Cowabunga _K_E_N. My man Graham Matthews from Bleacher Report at Wrestle Rant. Find out all the articles and all the information from him. Have you been writing anything new? Any new interviews or not right now?
Talked to Dirty Dom over SummerSlam weekend. So
that's my guy. Dirty Dom
is available. He's the man. Dirty Dom, baby.
That's the man.
Talking chicken nuggets and everything else in between. He's a fun fellow, is Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, I got one last question.
What's up?
I think we can use this. Would you agree or disagree that currently right now, that Seth Rollins has the best theme song in all of wrestling?
No.
Oh
no.
What?
In all of wrestling?
Right now, today, currently.
Well, I mean, putting my personal feelings aside, because I feel like he needs to change it, because people still singing it and then they're supposed to boo him makes no sense to me. I just think that makes it's just so fucking annoying. And then also people don't even sing it correctly. The song is very annoying to me at this point, but it is a great song. It's one of the better Def Rebel songs, but it's not even the best song in WWE. I mean, at the very off the bat, I would put Roman Reigns and CM Punk above Seth Rollins.
See, this is why I say currently, because the one Roman uses now is not better than Seth Rollins. The one
it's
before
still better than Seth Rollins. I both are better than Seth Rollins in my opinion.
No,
they both are. They are. It's got the Avengers. Yeah.
Okay, like CM Punk, it's one of those. Like he don't count. Like that's been established.
He's great. He's ready. He was on Raw last. What are you talking about?
But I'm gonna tell you, the Seth Rollins joint, bro, that shit goes hard.
I can look at the roster right now and tell you.
And the whole sing along, bro, that shit is, bro. I'm gonna tell you, when CM Punk had the belt in his hand at SummerSlam, and the Burn It Down came out the speaker, the fucking building shook.
Because of the music or because of the angle?
The music, the what's going on. Oh shit, just the moment. And that added to it. Like better than Roman right now.
It's not even the best Seth Rollins theme song. His other songs were better.
No way.
Yes, in my opinion, yes.
Nah.
I like these other themes. I like this great song. I think this one is the other ones were better.
T, Kenny, do you agree Seth is the best one? If not, who has the best theme song in wrestling right now?
Ooh, I'm going with Seth. Like I said last week, I'm going to go with Seth because Barkley was rocking on Raw when he was coming, when he was there.
It's true. That is true.
T?
I don't know, man. Honestly, this is a tough one because I feel like there's a clear distinction. It's Seth, it's CM Punk. CM Punk counts to me because he gave them a resurgence. Like now, people who wouldn't have known In Living Color know them. You know what I mean? Like,
and plus they remastered it too, so exactly. it ain't the OG though.
100%. No, but I'm saying like it almost has a new life. I would say Roman's the one before.
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone thinks it's annoying, but you can't front that we all do the whoa. So you got to throw Cody's in there. But my personal favorite,
Jey Uso's fire though. Jey Uso, yes.
Yeah, I got to give him obviously, right? Because
mm-hmm.
But my personal favorite is Randy Orton.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like the voices, that shit is on my actual, like, you know how you do a Spotify rap?
Yeah,
it's on mine because that's what I work out to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hearing voices,
hitting RKO's on a rack machine. You know what I'm saying?
Seth is better than Rhea Graham.
Oh, come on!
No, Rhea's theme is better. I forgot about Rhea. Rhea's theme is better.
Rhea gets a pop.
You know whose
that song is awesome,
and it doesn't make sense. Jacob Fatu. He needs some Bay Area rap music to come out to and for him to just go hyphy and like shake his dreads and fronts, you know what I'm saying? Put his fronts on and just go crazy. It doesn't even match his energy. Like,
no, I like his theme.
One part of his presentation I don't like.
The beginning. Ha! 2 5 2.
Yeah, but it needs to be him. Like it just feels like they just threw a rock song at him.
I like Tama Tonga's song. He's got a fucking banger of a song.
Braun Breaker.
I haven't heard him forever, but he's got a banger. Yeah, there's a couple good ones. Good
question. You like Becky's new one?
I do actually.
Okay.
I don't.
He doesn't. Kenny does not.
I gotta get used to it.
I like it. I was listening to it the other day. They released it on Monday. I like it. I enjoy it. It's a nice change because this is what I like about wrestling when you actually do this sort of thing. If you change away from the iconic music for a little while when you're a heel or whatever, then you could just go back to that old song when you go back to being a babyface. That's what Hangman Adam Page did recently. Becky Lynch will do that at some point. And that's why I think John Cena should have changed his fucking song for 4 months. But he didn't. We got the same old shit for this entire time. And nothing was different about the guy.
That's what happened
except
to
the
me.
Black screen.
Last point. That's what happened to me when Edge had his regular joint. And then when they created Judgment Day, I was like, "What's that?" Then after a while, like, "Oh, now I got used to the Judgment Day joint with Rhea and Priest and and Balor. Oh, okay. Now that became the Judgment Day theme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the memes and all that. But I'm like, oh, it took me a little bit, but that was dope enough on the same level as the regular Alter Bridge joint. Like, oh, that's kind of tough. Like, not saying it's better, but it's kind of tough.
Well, it's actually, it's funny you say that because they're both by Alter Bridge.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
songs.
it took me it was quicker to get used to it because it was the same artist.
That was I would probably put that one of the best theme songs in the company too. Before they fucking changed it to that Def Rebel garbage or whatever. So I mean, the Judgment Day song was great.
It was
because it's an actual song. They don't like that. They gotta own everything. Garbage.
Graham Matthews, Terrence Watson, Kenny Holt. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. We'll probably tap in Friday after SmackDown. I think next week Raw is like what in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, because it's UK at 3:00.
So that means if we do the post around 5:30 p.m., that's 2:30 Terrence time in the afternoon. He might be at work. So
I get up at 4. I start back in school.
Oh, sorry, right. School is back. It sucks.
School's back, baby.
School is back, baby. Fall's coming. NFL's coming. NBA soon. We're back in the crib with the cold ass weather. It's crazy.
I can sleep better in it. I just hate putting on my North Face.
The North Face, the 2 layers, the thermals, the 2 socks, and the gloves, and the scarves, and the hats, and the. Bro, it's too much, man. There's too much living in New York. But gentlemen, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. I hope we'll tap in soon together. All right.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Peace.
All right.